Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. LolaAjisafe here. We are doing a speed review, of course, another speed review on Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is now episode 9 and it's called Housewarming Cold Shoulder. Like I said, we're doing like a speed review catch up, but like I don't feel like just sitting this one out. Like a couple of things I want to mention before we start. Housekeeping rules, please don't forget to like the video, y'all. Like the video, drop a comment, let me know. And last of all, hit the subscribe button. If you are in the stratosphere and you happen to just stop on this video and you saw me and you're like, oh, okay, let me listen, hit the subscribe button. Let me know you're part of the family. Anyway, so we're going into this episode 9. We're almost caught up, doing a speed snippet review. So part that I want to talk about, Marsau and Tisha. She's just had a conversation with her mother. Her mother act like she, I want to talk about some of this mother. But her mother's not acting right. That's what I'm going to say. And so now has the lady incensed, saddened, probably cried because cameras are rolling. Because it's one thing to go through this when the cameras aren't rolling in the privacy of your own home. It's another thing to do this in front of all of us. Because some people like to see people, sad. I don't know the lady, but I feel for her. So anyway, she drives up to, I think Black, where Bri is. Marsau is my dude. He's the villain we love to hate, but I have love for Marsau. He just do him. So he comes out and then they get talking. He realizes that, oh, this is going to be a more serious conversation. And as he's walking to her, the question now is, I was going to say the question is he guilty? But now the question, I don't know, is he guilty? Like, it's going on for so long. It's like, is there somebody out there that can say something contrary to what? Because we just hear little snippets of rumors, but nothing solid. Is he really guilty? I don't know. But now it's like you see the heaviness in Tisha's demeanor, and you feel for her, and she feels pulled and pushed. And like I said, her mother is not helping things. Her mother is not acting like a mother right now. Her mother is just acting like a reality star. That's what her mother is doing right now. Her mother is playing her role as a cast member on a reality show. She forgot that the lady, one of the people involved is her daughter. One of the people involved is her son-in-law, who are the parents of her grandchildren. That's what Miss Wonder is forgetting. Like, I don't know what little check they're giving her from this show, but it's not worth it to scatter your family. I'm just saying. Tisha's heart is heavy. So of course Marsau, enters the car, does his regular, I don't have to prove myself to anybody. And then at one point, I don't know what happened. Of course, it's heavily edited, but at one point his voice cracks and it looked like he's tearing. And for the first time, this is season 4, yeah? And season 1 was an extended season. So low key, maybe it's 5 seasons. It's the first time in 5 seasons I've seen my brother sober. Like Marsau was sober. I want to say he had tears in his eyes, but the heaviness of it all, like he couldn't just play it off. Like, I don't care. Nobody needs to worry about what I do. Nobody needs to worry if I'm a good father other than my kids. Nobody needs to worry about if I'm a good wife other than my wife, but a good husband other than my wife. But it's like, after a while, it's like people begin to say, well, if there's no smoke without fire. So they're hinting that, yeah, we probably don't have the receipts, but there's some receipts to be had. And so you get the bloodhounds who are hunting on the regular, people not sleeping, looking for info on Marsau. Just trying to blow up. I don't know, but it just seemed like a lot. Like the heaviness of the situation has now dawned on me, because this is still off him posting the picture, which he said was a joke, which wasn't a joke. But obviously you can see the weight of being the villain is weighing on him. He's not wearing, he wears it cool, but the fact that he want to bring his brother down just a couple bags, like dun, 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 Maurice is not always the good guy. Like, he lies sometimes. So coming off that, the backlash from the picture, and now this is just, it's becoming a lot. And so going into another big scene for this episode, Jaylin's housewarming. And so we already know everyone had been invited, but of course at this point, because Mel was expected, they didn't invite Martell, so they speak to him on the phone. He wishes Jaylin well. And Jaylin doing nice. It looks nice little, I don't know, it looks like a townhome, I think, but it's well decorated. It looks really nice. Everyone's coming in. Everyone was kind of late, but everyone's coming in. And so Stormy, of course, comes, I believe she comes with Mel, and then Destiny's there already. Destiny was the first person to come. And then of course Kimmy comes up to Destiny and Stormy, and she's like, you know what, guys, each one, do you guys mind just kind of having a conversation? So she takes them to the guest bedroom to see if they can hash it out and be done with it, because it's like they really never really did have any original beef. They just seem to be caught in the crossfire of one trying to protect Mel, the other one trying to come for Mel. And so they get talking, and it starts off okay, and then I think a point where there's a breakdown in communication where Destiny says something about darling, that patronizing way you might say darling or love, like She may have not meant it as fighting, but maybe patronizing, being that her personality might be a tad sarcastic, and Stormy wasn't having it. Stormy a trooper, like Stormy not having, like, she like that any shade you're coming for me, like, because Stormy felt some kind of way about it anyway, because she felt like Destiny was mocking her. And what I think is, I don't think Destiny was necessarily mocking her. Destiny was mimicking her, like, oh really? Oh, we're doing this? We're doing, like, it seemed like she was mimicking, but it does appear that Stormy is a tad bit sensitive about her background, her upbringing, how she grew up. Because she says she sounds country. I think that's what she was saying. She was like, you're mimicking the way I speak. I think it's, no, you were mocking the way I speak. She was mimicking the way you speak, but she wasn't mocking you. She mimicked you. She kind of just did what you did. But of course, because she's already sensitive, so from what I gather, I don't know Stormy well, don't know her story, but very successful businesswoman. Canvas oil is everywhere, and of course, I'm seeing that she's in Target, like she's everywhere. Great success story. She's from a small town, you know, humble beginnings, and so there is possibly like a little, I don't want to call it a chip, but she's a little intimidated by, or a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say she's embarrassed by her background, but she's sensitive. She's a little extra sensitive about how she grew up and how she sounds from her upbringing. And so I think that sensitivity, that chip on her shoulder, probably picked up, probably exaggerated Destiny mimicking her. Because I think Destiny was kind of taken aback, like, oh really, we're doing that? It's literally Destiny mimicked her but didn't mock her. But anyway, it looks like as Destiny was being herself, you know, she might be a tad sarcastic and says some darling or love, I don't do that, I'm not this. And all of a sudden, like, you know, the peace talks crumbled. The peace talks fell apart, and so Russia, you know, left the room. Whoever's Russia, I don't know who's Russia. You know, is Stormy Russia? Is Destiny Russia? But it's going to be, is Russia versus USA, and Putin not having it. And so let's you know what, Stormy, she's a hard pally. Like she a trooper. So I'm going to say that Stormy is Putin. Putin not having, like, he not taking like nothing, and Stormy not taking nothing. Like nothing is slipping by Putin, nothing is slipping by Stormy. Stormy not having it. Like, if you don't use the right tone, the right words, the right punctuation, I'm having you for dinner. So she shut it down, and then the peace talks broke down. And so, you know, Destiny stormed off. Apparently she didn't step out, but she stormed off. She came up with some cute line that I think I love to keep. Something about let the clowns have their circus, but she didn't leave. And then you know, they get going, and who walks in through the door? Miss Wonder was invited to this housewarming. Now, Kimmy, I know you like peace. Which of the producers told you it was a good idea to invite Miss Wonder? Like, you guys trying to stir things up. Like, this episode 9, like Miss Wonder's in every episode. Oh, God, it's exhausting. So anyway, Miss Wonder was invited for reasons best known to Kimmy and the producer who convinced her to do this. Because Miss Wonder doesn't know how to behave, no etiquette. Like, she has no filter. She don't know, like, she walk around like, you know how there's some pets that require muzzles? She requires a muzzle, but she walking around without her muzzle. Like, her muzzle's, you know, locked up in her bag. And so she just comes, this is meant to be a joyful occasion, and she's coming roaring, ready to fight. Like, you're talking to your daughter is a grown woman. Like, why are you fighting for your daughter at a party? A housewarming party of a young man at that. So Miss Wonder start her mess. And then what happened? I think right there, right before the episode ended, Miss Wonder says something slick. She says something really slick. Talk about blip, bleep, 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 bleep. And right before, I think right as Kimmy was trying to check her, like, you can say what you want, but what you're not going to do is call me a B. Then Jaylin's like, Jaylin coming like, what you're not going to do is talk to my mother in my, I'm just saying, like, that's what I talk about when somebody doesn't have self-respect. When you put yourself in situations that will now put you in a position where somebody's checking you. Somebody who is younger than your youngest child is checking you. Miss Wonder, don't you have any shame? You don't get shame. That's the only way I can put it. Like, Miss Wonder, don't you have shame? The person checking you is younger than your youngest kid. Checking you because of your poor behavior. So I'm saying we have to carry ourselves with respect. We must carry ourselves with respect to avoid any kind of embarrassment, any kind of disgrace. Like, this lady, like, constantly for $20, like, she had people talking to her crazy. Like, she thinks she's talking to people and fighting her. No, but what she has, this mature woman is having everyone and anybody talk to her crazy. That's what's the result of this. Anyway, the episode stops here. Now we're going to be current with episode 10 coming up. So guys, we're going to move on to episode 10. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Lola, over and out.